Hey everybody, so we're gonna try this garden tour again since my last video cut off and I didn't even get to record like the whole garden. So here we go. We got over 1.5 inches of rain last night, just what we needed. There is not a more beautiful sight than a garden that has been watered by a nice rain, especially in the hot summertime. So we'll start over here. Here's my cherry tomato plant. You can see some little tomatoes developing all over. And then I have a couple other tomato plants. Wow, look at that cucumber. Sorry, I got distracted. See him? But these tomatoes are gonna be huge. It's a German variety. They're really good for salsa, or my favorite, a BLT sandwich. That tomato plant, I have 3 of them here, and they're all looking good. And then these here are just some peppers. I think they're just gonna be green pepper, just bell peppers. And I have this nasturtium here. These leaves are really good for salads. You just pluck them off and add them to your salad. I love these flowers. And the leaves, they're just so cool. It's like a little piece of art. But yeah, so I have some pickling cucumbers that are growing up the trellis. Look at that guy. Oh man, and there's another one down here. It's like a treasure hunt. So, and then I have growing up the trellis here. Those are spaghetti squash. I have one right there growing. There's more on the vines. And then here are my zucchini plants. I'm really loving doing the tomato cage trellis. I feel like it gives the plant a lot of air flow. I have some nice zucchini coming in down here. And over here, I have some more zucchini over there. Everything's looking so good. And then here's my turnip patch. I harvested a few turnips from this hole last night and roasted them in the oven. They were so delicious. So you can see I got another turnip there. Well, these are all turnips, but you can actually see them poking out of the ground here. And then here in this row, I have golden beets. You can see them there. And then over here, all these with the red stems, these are just traditional beets, red beets. And then I have a lot of Swiss chard, so delicious. Kale. And then I have lettuce and spinach down there and some green onion. And in between all of this stuff, if I can find them, I planted some okra. Here's one. Right here is an okra. I have a couple more. Where's my other okra? It's so funny. I just throw stuff in here and I don't even know where it is. Well, anyways, all this stuff is going to be harvested soon, so I'll have all this bed space that I can put other things in there. So that's why I did the okra. Let's see. Here's another zucchini. It's just a little guy. I didn't know if he was going to make it, but it looks like he's doing all right. And this is kind of supposed to be flowers, but I've yet to see any flowers, so hopefully they'll start blooming. And then I have a couple cantaloupe plants and some watermelon. And then these are my potato beds. So I was gonna try to dig some up yesterday, but I just didn't get around to it. So in the next couple of days, I'll probably try to test them and see how big they are. There was a guy at the farmer's market yesterday and he said you wanted to make sure you dig up your potatoes by July 4th. So I'll just be sure that they're dug up by July 4th then. So here's a view of the garden. It's just so pretty. I love the archway that we added. I don't know why we didn't add that sooner, because it has tremendously helped the amount of food that I can grow in this garden. I love vertical gardening. So again, here's the kale and the lettuce. It looks a little crazy, but it tastes delicious. I have these snap peas. I'm not quite sure if they're like done yet, because it looks like they're still blooming a little bit. So I'm just gonna let them hang out. I have another spaghetti squash plant here. You can see spaghetti squash developing here. Such an easy thing to grow. Here's another little guy, if you got space for it. And like, you don't even really need that much space as long as you give them something to grow up. And I have another spaghetti squash there. Ooh, look at that yellow squash. Didn't even see that guy. So we got some yellow squash here. We grilled some on the barbecue last night. It was delicious with some zucchini. Again, the onion, spinach. Our spinach is almost done, I think, but I'm still pulling some leaves off. My volunteer tomato plant that I need to trellis up. My onion, the snap peas, some fresh dill that just volunteered. And then I have these green beans that I showed you the other day. There's so many green beans on here. I need to harvest them. My little carrot patch. It's all looking good, not quite ready yet. Here, we'll take you down. And then here's some, I have banana peppers. They're looking good. A habanero. Ooh, jalapenos. Look at those jalapenos growing. Almost about ready. Another banana pepper back there. Oh my gosh, look at that cucumber. When we get rain, they really start to grow. Over here, that's acorn squash growing up. The trellis. Got some more pepper plants. And then we'll come over here. That's my strawberry patch. I need to kind of trim it up, but it's gonna be blooming out again. So I'm hoping to get just as many strawberries. I made delicious strawberry jam, and it is excellent over vanilla ice cream. We tried some last night. So good. So here's some more plants. These are acorn squash again. See that little guy? We got a bee doing some pollinating. Some more zucchini under here. Another nasturtium mixed in. We have our blackberry bush. So hopefully next year we'll get some blackberries on it. Some more acorn squash. And then I have a couple butternut squash here. And another little blackberry bush. A blueberry bush. This is like my cucumbers. So I have another cucumber here. I just kind of weave them in and out of the fence. Help them along. I got another blackberry bush there. I love this leftover piece of cattle panel we just leaned up against the fence. Nothing fancy, but it's the perfect thing for these cucumbers to trellis up. And then over here we have some more yellow squash. Again, I love the tomato cage method. It just really has helped my squash plants this year. We have some more yellow squash. That one doesn't look so hot. Probably have to pull him off. I have some more pole green beans growing up. My tomato trellis. A bunch of tomatoes here I got out here and pruned them. And I'm trying to get them wove up the trellis. So I just kind of help them weave in and out. I think I should have planted them closer to the trellis, but it was my first year and didn't really know what I was doing. Didn't follow the directions, but that's okay. See how that one's leaning over? It'll work. They'll be fine. They'll grow big and strong. Here's another view. It's just so like pretty. I love it. I love those giant marigolds too. I'm glad I tucked them into those corners because they really just frame the garden. Those are all pole beans that are crawling up the front of the trellis. And again, I have this tomato plant here. You can see it's another cherry tomato plant and it's vining. So hopefully I'm gonna get it to go up the trellis. And I have another one over here. And then we got the cucumbers that are growing. Again, the spaghetti squash, the acorn squash, and then some more cucumbers in the middle. So that's all looking good. Let's see. Sorry, I'm trying not to go very fast. And tomatoes. More tomatoes. Oh, I forgot. I added on this other side here, I added some more peppers. So I have peppercini peppers, these two here. And then this is a volunteer plant. I am not sure what it is. So if you know, you can leave it in the comments below because I have no clue. I think it might be a pumpkin. I don't know. I need to take a picture of it and see if anybody can help me determine what it is. But I figured it could just grow, hang out. And then I have these two peppers. These are also bell peppers. So they're really tiny because I grew them from seed, and apparently peppers take a long time. But I would say probably 90% of this garden this year I grew from seed, and that's a huge accomplishment for me anyway. I did cheat and buy a few tomato plants, and I got a few gifted to me and a few pepper plants, but everything else was from seed. So yeah, you can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. I am not a master gardener, that's for sure. I just get out here and have fun. And see, here's some more of my plants. I have a bunch of pepper plants here that I don't really know what to do with, and some watermelon and cantaloupes, and some poor looking tomatoes over there that wanted to be in the ground a long time ago, and I'm not real sure about them. But anyways, that is my garden, and I hope you guys have it great. That's my Aldi's pool over there. It was 15 bucks in that random aisle. And guess what? After a long day of gardening, it's really nice to hop in there. But anyways, have a wonderful weekend, and this is my garden update for June of 2020.